Hello guys and welcome back to GPC week 4. So you might ask, last week there were no real uploads. That's due to several reasons, mostly because last week we had a break week in GPC. We planned on battling against Johnny, against Ricepol, who's now in the little conference, the petite conference we call it. And yeah, I had my team all set up, but we want to battle like at the end of the week. But at the end of the week we had like a 5-6 day carnival, which is like a festival, a holiday together, which we celebrate here in some parts of Europe, like in the southern of Holland. It's really popular, but it's also quite popular in Germany. So Johnny was also celebrating that, and I was celebrating that. So we were like going out every night, and just we couldn't find the right moment to battle, and then the next week roll around. So for now it's postponed indefinitely. Maybe next break week we will battle, as I still have the team. Like, it's not the best team I built, but it's still a fair team, so I would definitely love to battle him at some point, but that has to wait. First, we are here with the regular season week 4. We're facing against our admin Garrett and his PassimiAngers. If I don't know if I said it right, but at least it's a really cool team name and a really cool logo. I love Passimian. But his team is looking quite threatening, and he has made some recent transactions hoping to get a bit of his groove back, because he's currently sitting at 0-3, not a spot he's used to sitting at. Normally he's at the middle, at like playoff. He's in playoff contender for sure. So you can see here the teams. I'll go over them shortly. You can see the 6 I brought, the 6 he brought. So he brought the Arcanine, Mega Gardevoir, Neuven, Electivire, Tsarina and Gigalith. Mons he left on the bench were Toxicroak, Vaporeon, Steelix, Dodrio and Sandslash. It was like, I could see him at least Arcanine, Mega Gardevoir, Neuven, Electivire were like certain brings. Tsarina and Gigalith were potential brings. I could definitely see Toxicroak. Could have been definitely really nice against my team, I thought. Dodrio, except for my Metagross, I don't have much for a Dodrio to switch in. So that were like some potential other mons I was expecting. The mons I brought were Garchomp, Azumarill, Metagross, Thunder's Eye, Mega Heracross and Excelgor. So you can see this almost every week I have like my 5 mon core, which is the Garchomp, the Azumarill, the Metagross, the Thunder's Eye and the Mega Heracross. Those are my real staples. Last one is a bit interchangeable. Sometimes one of the 5 is interchangeable, but this time Excelgor is brought for the first time. So on the bench are the Sidgewai, Borgenzy, and as the last one I'm sitting on the bench this week is Drapion, my mascot. So I decided to go with Excelgor because he has only rapid spinners, and those are Sandslash and Serena. And I thought maybe he doesn't bring them because the Sidgewai spin blocks both of them quite nicely, and also maybe I can just pressure them so hard that I can either get like a really free switch into one of my mons on them, or I can just prevent spin at all. And Excelgor also was like offensively didn't do that badly, except for a few mons. It had quite an alright matchup. So I thought, yeah, why not, let's bring Excelgor. I really thought maybe I should bring Drapion with Toxicroak, but I really saw Toxicroak also coming, and it would just absorb them, and he had a lot of immunities to them. But as you can see, the only immunity he brought this time around was his Neuven. So maybe it was better, maybe it was not, we will just have to see. So I will just lead off with, so the team, it's a fairly standard team. I don't remember the exact sets. I know it's a Nestiplot, more bulky Nestiplot Thunderous, a Scarf Garchomp because I needed a Scarf because Neuven was a really big threat, and I had something, I needed something to be able to defend that. Like a bulky Azumarill with I think Pixie Plate, so it was able to still do it KO Vaporeon. Metagross, Stealth Rocker, more of a bulky variant, able to take on monsters like Dodrio and such. Just some standard Meteor Mash, I think Meteor Mash, Bullet Punch, Earthquake. Mega Heracross, I decided not to go with a sub variant because he could like pull a heart into his Gardevoir. Hyper Voice goes through the sub and I'm fucked. I didn't need Bullet Seed that much, so I put I think Earthquake at the end just to be able to catch Toxicroak potentially on the switch, and then just a spike stacking, Focus Sash, Excelgor. I also had just some offensive coverage it needed, like Sledge Bomb, Bug Buzz, and energy ball, I believe. So I lead off with Excelgo, he leads off with Neuven. I just go for my spikes. I can't do that much damage to Neuven, and I can just see what he does. So he just U-turns out, still doesn't reveal much to me. Could be a choice variant, could not be. He goes hard into his Gigalith. Here I think, okay, should I go for the damage? Now let me just stack up those spikes some more, and he will most likely just throw up his own rocks, which is totally fair of him. Sands is a bit annoying because it breaks my sash, but still. So he goes for his rocks. I'm thinking, okay, third layer or spikes or damage. Now just go for the third layer. He reveals to be a leftovers, quite nice. He unfortunately missed the stunning, so this means that I can get off some damage here for free, because otherwise Excel would be dead. So I fight, let me just throw off an energy ball, and he decided, okay, Gigalith is not that important this match, and maybe I would put like a hard switch out into my guard jump on the Stone Age, preserving the Excelgo because it has a decent offensive matchup. If I had done that, I would have been in a lot of trouble, but luckily, yeah, he just exploded. So we both go down, which is not really big of a deal for me. Excelgo did the job, took him on out. Here is a crucial turn, because he had like two options. He could go Neuven, which potentially could grab a kill, like the only way to prevent, like my top three here, those kind of prevent Neuven from getting a kill, but Azumarill takes a huge hit in the process. Guard jump, I would have revealed that I'm scarred, could go hard in Gardevoir and get a free switch at least into it, and Metagross is also mostly there for like Gardevoir, so I don't want it to have that much damage on the early game, and he can also just U-turn out on that, which is a fairly decent play, except for Azumarill. He doesn't have much switches for that, the others he has. So I decided in the end that his other play could be bring in Serena, because if you look at my team, nothing immediately one-shots at Serena except for my Mega Heracross. Thunderous potentially with offensive Sludge Wave, but still, Serena's quite bulky, he just wants to get that spin off. And Mega Heracross against his team gets outsped by everything except Gigalith and Serena. Gigalith's already dead, so it's only there for Serena mostly. So I take my chances, go into Heracross. I want to keep up those spikes. He goes Serena, I just go off safe pin missile. Why? It hits most of his team quite hard. Even a resist hit on Neuven is still really nice, and yeah, even if he brings in his Arcanine, it still takes spikes, and a pin missile would be forced to recover. I could switch accordingly, so he just stays in. I fire off my pin missile, I outspeed. I had enough speed to outspeed some speed investment in its Serena, and now spikes are up for the rest of the game, which is really nicely. But now he can bring in for free his Neuven, and I'm just thinking, Thunderous can take a Hurricane if he's choiced, that is still nice. The same goes for Metagross. If he's not choiced, okay, that's fine. But if he's choiced, he could definitely like throw off just a U-turn, expecting me to switch. Because yeah, he has lost 2 months already. And this Heracross, as I already said, doesn't outspeed anything anymore. So I just stay in, hope he overpredicts, and we will see where it goes. No, he just goes Hurricane, he lands it. And he just takes me out. So I go into Azumarill, knowing that I could take any one hit from it, because he didn't reveal Life Orb. He could still be Specs, and I think Specs Hurricane might take me out, might barely not. But I thought, okay, let me take my chances. Azumarill is also not that important of a win con. So I just fire off a safe player. It hits 3 out of the 4 months. He switches into Arcanine, really nicely by him. Here I'm thinking, okay, I could stay in, but Will-O-Wisp is quite obvious, or he just recovers. So let me go out into Thunders. He Will-O-Wisps on my Thunders, it's leftovers, so leftovers and burn, they cancel each other out, so it stays at 76%. Here I go for the Nasty Plot, expecting him to either try to recover up on me, or just pull like a hard switch out into his Electivire, which I kind of expect to be more of a bulky, maybe Assault Vest. And after the Nasty Plot with Focus Blast, Sludge Wave, that is my coverage, together with T-Ball, might just be able to take it out. So he just goes for the Morning Sun, and here I think, okay, I can go for the Focus Blast, expecting the switch and still do a lot of damage to Arcanine, but I can definitely miss that. I can also go for Sludge Wave, which hit like everything quite nicely. I mean, even Arcanine just 2-hit KO'd by Sludge Wave. So I thought Sludge Wave is my best play. I don't want to risk Thunderbolt and him going out into E-Fire, and that's exactly what he does. He goes into E-Fire, he's more of an offensive variant, and I just take it out of Sludge Wave first, which was really nice. So we're up 4-3, but in comes the Noivern, and it can pretty much get a free kill. So here I expect the Draco because I'm Nasty Plot Thunders. He doesn't want to mess around with that. Hurricane doesn't kill. So he Dracos my Zoomero. Now here I'm thinking, okay, if he's choiced, I can get off a safe waterfall here on one of those two mons and hit them really hard, potentially even Oko them. If he isn't choiced, he potentially doesn't take me out and gets some chip on Noivern. And that chip is nice for a few reasons. I'm Scarf Garchomp in the back. If he reveals to not be choiced, that means Scarf Garchomp can always revenge this Noivern, which still could potentially be choice Scarf, which is definitely something I have to account for. And with Waterfall, it's in range of Stone Edge. And as you can see, all his mons would be in range of Stone Edge. So I could spam Stone Edge with my Scarf Garchomp, which I have as my last move, and potentially win the game, bearing that I hit all of them. So I just stay in. I thought that's my best play. He reveals to not be choiced. He ended up being Wise Glasses, which was a really nice bluff for him. But Zoomero went down to a crit. I think it wouldn't have went down otherwise. But still, game plan still is I hope that I don't have to rely on it. But if I need be, it would be Stone Edge spam to win. For that, we need a little bit of chip on Noivern, and so I just throw up my rocks here with Metagross. Also because I definitely saw him switching into Arcanine, but I also didn't want to Earthquake on a Noivern and him just staying in. So I thought Rocks was like a middle ground play and still put Noivern in the range I needed. He makes a more offensive switch into Gardevoir, potentially expecting me to double into potentially Thunders if he's bulky enough to take a Sludge Wave, or even more likely into my Garchomp. So that was definitely great by him, but I just stay in, and here it's like, okay, I just have to go for that Meteor Mash and scout out the damage. If he goes Arcanine, it takes 50% already from all the hazards, which is really great. Combined with Meteor Mash, it's definitely in range of EQ. I don't think he can really recover on me, and I can also pull a switch out accordingly if I want to. So I just stay in. I had to cast a berry for if he was a really offensive Shadow Ball. Mega Gardevoir, he goes for the Shadow Ball. I take it quite nicely. I take it out with Meteor Mash, and here I think, okay, if I can keep Arcanine really low, because if I don't get an Intimidate drop, Arcanine is around 50%, Garchomp can win this game just with Outrage spam. So Intimidate doesn't work. I go hard into Thunders because I don't want my Metagross to get burned, because then Arcanine would be able to recover on me and I just can't win the game from there. So I have to go into Thunders and I have to keep this Arcanine low. I still don't know its exact investment. I know it's bulky, but I don't know if it's bulky offense or what. So I just scout out the damage with Thunderbolt. Does around 30%, revealing to me that he's more of a mixed defensive Arcanine leaning towards special defensive. Due to the Flare Blitz recall, he's back around the 50% mark. Due to his investment not being max defensive. Bolt, Outrage should be able to take it out, Outrage should be able to take Noivern out, and that should be the game. So that's exactly what we go for. Outrage takes out Arcanine, he goes into Noivern, it can be Scarfed, so I take it out with an Outrage and we win the game 2-0. So that was really a fun game. It was definitely a nice game. We're now sitting at 3-1, which is really great for us. I hope Garrett definitely bounces back, because he knows, and we all know, he can do a lot better. And I think he will give everyone, don't expect match against him to be easy wins, they definitely are not. And yeah, we will just have to see, keep this streak going, guys, because we're sitting at 3-1. There are some other guys sitting at 3-1, there are some guys looking at 2-2, and our next week opponent is none other than Aster. Aster is also currently sitting at 3-1, only lost to Anthony, which is like not something you have to be ashamed of. And last season we had a really great game. It came down to a 1-0 in my favor. It was a really close game, it was a really fun game. There was not much hacks involved too, I believe, so that's also really nice. And I definitely hope that this season we can also have a really clean game. I hope I can be able to come out on top and climb up to 4-1, which would be a really great spot. Looking forward to playoffs. So we will just have to see how we will do next week, guys. That's it for now, guys. Bye.